Okay, let's get started here then. Thank you guys for joining us for the Rules Invitational. And we're going to cover some rules. We're going to, answer you guys' questions. You can stop me during if you need, but then we're also going to make some time for questions at the end so that everyone can get everything covered up. And also, everything that is going to be in this presentation and more is going to be covered in the HVZ game rules document, and that's going to be available at the end of the presentation, and you guys may have also seen it in the game resources, chats, that sort of thing. All right, so let's see, what are we going to cover? Well, we're going to start with Rule 0. That's going to be our safety and respect clauses for everyone to, leave in the same shape or better than they arrived. We're going to do an event overview to let you know who can play, when are we playing, where, and how to exit, re-enter, play for life stuff. We'll go over the gear and mechanics that you guys are going to need to know about, mostly stuff that you'll want to keep on you and how to interact with other players. And then we'll finish off with the upgrades, which will hopefully be the most interesting part. So to start off with, Rule 0 is going to have a couple of phrases. First, don't be a jerk. Obviously, everyone's trying to enjoy the game. Make sure that you're not going to be rude to anybody, and give people the benefit of the doubt. Try not to do anything that might end up hurting someone's feelings if needed. Next, follow all directions. That includes from the event admins as well as any of the venue staff. In fact, in a lot of cases, if they tell you to do something pertaining to the venue, their directions are going to supersede ours. So just keep an eye out for them. Then also maintain your safety. This is specifically pertaining to the safety waiver. Make sure that you guys sign that. That's also going to be in game resources. Make sure that you're not doing any excessive climbing or jumping or sprinting into walls. We're going to try and follow a 5-foot rule. This is mostly going to be a pretty flat campus. But if there's like a jump or anything like that, a drop of more than 5 feet, make sure that you steer clear of that sort of stuff. And then one of the most important things is try to stay free of the influence of drugs and alcohol, that sort of thing that's going to alter your mind state. I think everyone will just have more fun that way. And so, of course, we're not in the business of punishing anybody on purpose for, making a mistake. But if people are disregarding these kinds of rules, we might need to give you a warning or bench you for a little while so that we can all cool down. And if needed, we do reserve the right to dismiss people from the game. Obviously, we hope it never comes to that, but let's all try our best to play together safely. All right, let's get to the event overview. So, if you're 18 or older, you can play as long as you've signed the waiver. No problem. No questions asked there. If you are 13 through 17 years old, as long as you have a parent or guardian sign your waiver, you are going to be perfectly capable of playing all the same. And then 8 years old is going to be the minimum age, and if you're 8 to 12, then you can have a guardian sign your waiver, and you'll need them to be on site with you. Whether they accompany you on the field or not is sort of up to their discretion, but they do need to be around to be accountable. So we're going to start check-in rules at 11:30, and we're going to get into the game as quickly as possible. We got 4 missions for you guys. And we will go through those briefings as they arrive during game time. And then around 4:45, we're going to call it there, and we're going to wrap up the game, and we're going to run a dart sweep and other cleanup and stuff like that. And anyone who is able to help out with that, it is greatly appreciated because we really only have the place till about 5. So then we're going to be playing on the campus of St. Pius X High School, which is in Festus, Missouri. Anywhere that's green and grassy is going to be available for play alongside any of the fields. And any streets that go through the campus are going to be play zones as long as you're not running around next to cars or anything like that. This will only be an outdoors game this time. But the outdoor area is, as long as it's within this red line that you can see on screen, then it's going to be in play. The yellow line in the center is going to be the admin zone, and that's where we will be doing our operations, so we want you guys to steer clear of that area during play. Of course, in and around cars is going to be out of play. If you need to go to your car to get gear, that's all right. You'll just have to use an exit method like I mentioned a little bit later here. Any public roads are going to be out of play. There's none on campus, so just make sure you steer clear of them too. And around the southeastern side of campus is a lot of trees and bush lines. There's not going to be any gameplay or objectives there, so there's no need to approach them. If you stay about 30 feet or so from them, that'll be just fine, and we won't have probably any issues at all. And then any campus structures that seem like they might be breakable or you're going to trample some plants or something, try not to do that. We don't want to anger the people who are graciously allowing to use this venue. Okay, so those exit methods that I mentioned earlier, there's going to be the standard exit where you make sure to move the admin zone and then notify an admin as long as they're there. At the very least, make sure you remove your bandana and exit play. So that's for like if you want to swap loadouts, go to your car, get a snack, whatever. If you need to do something more urgent, you can remove your bandana wherever you are on the playing field and just exit. And that's going to be for stuff like taking medicine or answering a phone call, stuff with a time constraint.
Something that can't be planned.
And stuff that can't be planned. And of course, in an emergency, don't worry about any of this exit play junk. Just notify us, and we'll take care of it from there. To re-enter play, for any of those methods, just make sure you head to the admin zone, notify the admin, and then put your bandana back on and re-enter from the admin zone so that you can't just hop back in and back out whenever you want. All right, let's get into the gear. So every player is going to have a yellow wristband, which is provided by Infectional. That's going to be your player band, so you're going to want to leave that on all throughout the event. You'll never need to take it off until the game ends. That's how we know that you're playing and you're still in the game. The blue wristband is also going to be provided by us. The only really humans are going to need to wear them, although everyone will get one. And those are going to be your extra life, basically. So every human's going to get an extra life. Whenever a zombie tags you, they're going to take it and get an upgrade with it. Make sure you bring some eye protection and a bandana. The eye protection is okay as reading or sunglasses, but we recommend safety glasses or goggles. Try not to do full face masks that we can't see through, just so that we can keep track of everybody. The bandana is okay, whatever color you want, as long as it contrasts with your hair and your skin and your clothes, that sort of thing. And then, obviously, humans are going to want something to defend themselves with unless they're crazy, so Nerf blasters and rolled socks are recommended, but not technically necessary. And then the safety and comfort stuff like water and sunscreen and running shoes, all going to be very, very useful for humans and zombies. Okay, we can take a second here. Does anybody have any questions at this moment?
Will you be providing bandanas if we don't have one?
We have some for loan, but I wouldn't necessarily count on us having a large amount for for borrowing purposes. But if you need us to bring one for you, we have a couple on hand.
I definitely will need one. I don't have any bandanas, so.
Okay, we can help you out probably.
Sean, I have a multicolor pack of bandanas that's unopened.
Oh, right, I forgot it. My bad.
We should be good, and I can bring any extras to loan out as long as I get them back.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, if they come from the community, that's even better, because then we don't have to worry about the logistics of kind of repoing stuff from you guys after the game ends. Anything else I can help you with right now, or are you ready to go? All right, let's get going. So onto the mechanics. Humans are going to use their Nerf blasters or socks to shoot, toss, stun zombies with. They really only have one objective, and that is to survive all the missions without getting tagged. I saw another place talking about another objective of humans is dying in the most glorious way possible, which is also encouraged. Then as for the zombies, They are going to just use their hands or other stuff provided by Infectionaut to tag humans and turn them. And their only objective is to tag and turn humans into zombies. As mentioned before, blasters can stun zombies, and so can melee, which will be mostly pretty much all provided by Infectionaut. Whenever you're stunned, you can't interact with players or objectives, and you have to take your headband either off your head or pull it around your neck. Then, in order to get back into the action, zombies have to respawn. There's going to be respawn points scattered around the field, and they'll be fairly distinct. They are going to be a PVC tube around 3 foot high, and they'll have a little piece of flagging tape on the end of them, hopefully bright enough for you to see them from far away. Then the blasters are going to have a 130 foot per second velocity cap, and you can see most of the, you can probably understand most foam flingers are going to hit below that if they're from like the store or something like that. Of course, there are some dart zone exceptions that you probably are aware of. Those can be modded down in order to play. We will be chronographing blasters, so as long as they get underneath that cap, then they should be in good shape. You can see there's some disallowed ammo types and launchers. The extra hard ammo is going to be like some headshot ammo that has been in poor shape recently. Modded ammo like the head has got a thumbtack or ball bearings pushed into it. Please do not use those. This is supposed to be a game. we're supposed to be enjoying ourselves, not getting welts and bruises. Modded blasters are allowed as long as they're under 130 FPS. A lot of them can be 3D printed. Just make sure that there's no sharp or rough edges that you can cut somebody with or poke them with. We don't want to lacerate anybody. Also make sure there's an orange tip and it's got a toy-ish paint job. If you don't have an orange tip on your blaster, we will have orange duct tape, but if you want it to look cool, then I would suggest you bring it yourself, because otherwise it's gonna look funky. You're also allowed to use socks as grenades and stuff. It's mostly clean and empty socks. Don't pull them off your feet, please. And if you're going to put Velcro or tape on, make sure that the surface area is 50% coverage or less, thereabouts. Don't hit people with balls of tape, basically. So, as for tagging, we're going to want an open palmed touch, no punching, no backhands, etc. You can tag the player, you can tag their clothes, their gear, their blaster, backpacks, shirts, hair, anything like that is going to be fair game. Try not to tag inappropriate areas. Obviously, mistakes and confusion happens, but make sure you're not like running into people, just blasting them. I'm obviously guilty of it myself, but make sure that at all points you're doing your best not to hurt yourself or others or make them uncomfortable. Once you get your first tag, any tag really, give your perk. The zombie will take the perk band from the human. That's that blue wristband, as long as the human has one. And then the zombie will take that to the admin zone to trade it for a perk, and the human will head off to keep playing. If the human does not have a perk band, then they get turned, and they have to get their code, which is going to be gotten by using a command in the command zone chat. And that information is going to be available in the Discord and bot notes document, which should be also at the end of the presentation. So once they've done that and the zombie has their code, the human can go to the admin zone to turn zombie, and the zombie will log the tag using the Discord bot. Here's that link that I was mentioning. It's right here, and it's also later on in the presentation. So the Discord bot is going to handle tag logging so that we can track who all is a human and a zombie. And if needed, an admin can log a tag for you, but we'd prefer that everybody has their mobile phone on them and has Discord available. If you really can't manage to get Discord or keep your phone on you, it's okay. You'll just have to wait for an admin to come help you out. That's all. Okay, let's get into the upgrades, the actually interesting part. So humans will have swords and spears. They're going to be pool noodles, and they'll stun zombies on contact with any part of the zombie. They'll also get stim vials if they do a good job. It's just going to be an extra perk band, that extra blue band, and they're completely equivalent and interchangeable with the standard perk band. So whichever one you give when you get tagged, no problem. And then a lot of you guys were asking about the special ammo types. There's only going to be one special ammo type, and it is going to be supplied and fired from the eraser cannon. And this is the only blaster that's going to be allowed to use this ammo type, which is going to be provided by us. And it will have a special effect if you hit a perk zombie. Of course, you can just stun an active zombie or a boss with it. If you hit a stunned zombie, it will have no effect. So make sure that you don't hit a perk zombie if they're stunned, because it won't do anything. But if you hit them and they're active, you'll destroy their perk, and they'll have to get rid of it and take it back to the admin zone in order to, they'll have to earn it again. As for the zombies, they'll also get to use pool noodles, long arms and swords. They are not going to be able to clash or duel with human swords in this game. They'll be stunned by swords, and if they get hit by ammo or anything like that, think of them as an extension to your arms in this game. They will get shields, though, and those will be able to block ammo and human swords. And the shields will also be capable of tagging with any part of the shield surface. I know that sounds a little scary if some of you guys have been to other games in the area that have hard parts of the shield and soft parts. These will be fully soft shields. They won't be dangerous or damaging. And then one of the main zombies that's going to be a special zombie is going to be the Cowabunga, and they have to be shot twice in order to be stunned. A melee can hit them, can stun them in one hit, but if they get shot once, they can ring a cowbell that they'll be carrying in order to stay active. They can only use that once per respawn. They can just touch a point to recharge. They don't have to down themselves in order to just touch it and recharge it. But they have to ring that cowbell almost immediately as soon as they get shot the first time. And if they get shot simultaneously by two people, then they just get stunned as normal, even if they haven't rung their bell yet. And of course, yelling Cowabunga is optional, but encouraged. So remember, any of those perks that I just mentioned are going to get destroyed if they get hit by the eraser cannon, and that includes the zombie carrying them. Now there is one more that was not included in this presentation, which is the tank zombie, and they're a pretty standard special zombie type. The way that they work is they can only walk, and when they are hit by any normal ammo, they are stunned for 3 seconds, and they stand still, count to 3 aloud, and then they can take at least one step and swipe once with a hand in order to continue moving. They will also be destroyed immediately by the eraser cannon, and that is, that's going to be the kind of thing where you give them, you hit them and they just kind of stop using the tank upgrade. There's no real upgrade besides some clothing signifier, which you guys will see it on the day of the game. But that is just about all to this presentation. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for being here. And you can message me or Kayla, or you can even put it in the Hangout chat or anything like that if you have any more questions. And of course, all 3 of the documents linked here are also available in the Game Resources tab. So make sure you take a look at those if you haven't already. Specifically, make sure you hit that liability waiver. And while you're out there in the Game Resources, make sure to freshen up on the rules and make sure that you're registered for the game as well. All right, that's about all for me. Now I can take some questions from you guys if I can help you.
Do you know the exact FPS of a Tryon with a star barrel just off the top of your head?
I'm afraid I don't, but we can
Okay,
we can figure it out once you guys bring it to game day.
Because I'm bringing my Tryon, I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it with the Scar Barrel on it, because I know the Scar Barrel is supposed to decrease it by at least 10 feet per second. And stock, I think it's hitting 150. I don't know. For
So
mine.
currently, I'm attempting to downgrade my Colonel Wasp 76. Um, my only real question is, it's got kind of an MP40 silhouette. It's clear. It has a big old orange and gold scar barrel on it, but it does look fairly realistic in silhouette. It's fully clear except for like the buttstock and handle. So
Yeah,
I suppose I want to clarify if that's fine.
I would say because it is going to be a kind of non-realistic looking paint job, namely that they painted it clear sort of thing, it should be okay, especially because we're going to be playing in daylight. There should not be any confusion or misgivings about whether or not it is a toy, because they'll be able to see into the blaster and they'll be able to see you mentioned the orange tip on it as well. That should be more than enough to convince anybody that it is just a toy and not a weapon. So I'd say the 76 should be in good shape.
I have a question about the eraser cannon. I just want to know, can we know what ammo type it is, just in case I'm feeling goofy? I want to bring like vortex rounds.
Yeah, I can let you know. It's going to be Mega XL,
Okay, cool.
which of course is not the most esoteric round these days, but hopefully it's enough so that we won't have too many other people trying to use it.
Yeah, I have my own Mega XL rounds, but I am not bringing them.
Well,
Because
with
I
the-
figured the Razor Cannon would be Mega XL.
That's pretty
Or a
smart.
Titan Rocket.
I've got a Titan, but no rocket. Okay, sorry. Any other questions?
Yeah, I had a few.
Oh, Saber, yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
First question is, does the shield zombie, does his shield block the eraser cannon, or does the eraser cannon work through his shield?
The eraser cannon will work through the shield. It'll pierce through the shield and destroy it. So even shield zombies, no matter how much of their body is blocked by the shield, they'll need to be careful not to get hit by the eraser cannon.
Okay, thank you. And then second question is, will the humans know what the zombie respawn timer is?
There will be no specific respawn timer. All a zombie has to do is touch the respawn point and they'll be back up immediately.
Okay, and then last question is, because the weather is saying that we're supposed to get like 3 inches between on Friday and into Saturday early morning. Is there plans for if the field is all just a muddy mess?
Well, we'll probably have a contingency to maybe make our way to the least muddy sections of the field if it happens to be overly waterlogged. But unfortunately, since it's indoors or since it's outdoors, we probably will. If it's completely waterlogged, that may end up leading to whatever postponement, cancellation, that sort of thing. I know that for some people from out of town, that would be kind of devastating. So we'll do our absolute best to make sure that, if needed, we find the dry spots on the field and make sure we can still have some fun.
Okay.
Andrew, if you want, sorry, I work at the place where this is at. Before I leave tomorrow at 3, I can do a sweep of the fields and see how muddy they are before I leave tomorrow.
Yeah, that would actually be
I mean,
fantastic.
it might rain some more later, but
Well, yeah, but if we get a baseline of how muddy and or dry the fields end up being, then that would be awesome, because then we might even be able to kind of make a judgment call if it turns out to be ridiculous tomorrow. Hopefully we won't have to worry about it, but yeah, if you can scout it out for us, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Lauren.
I will do that tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
I had one more question.
Yeah.
Will there be any limits to how much ammo we can carry, aside from weight, of course?
No. Anything that you guys can
Okay,
carry, as much ammo, as many blasters. Of course, melee weapons are only going to be supplied by Infectionaut, just because it's a whole different process to regulate melee weapons.
There's a reason why I asked that, and I'm glad you said that we can use as many blasters as we want. that we can carry. That is.
Yes.
I'm a more blasters than ammo type of person.
I like the sound of that. Just make sure that you're ready to dart sweep it with us whenever you're done.
Yeah. Alec, we're bringing like 2 additional Prometheus hoppers that you have, right?
Yeah, I just need to get them.
Because like we have 1 Prometheus that works out of the 3 Prometheuses we have that we're pretty sure is working. So I'm bringing an additional battery, an additional hopper, and then Alex bringing the other 2 batteries and hoppers.
Well, I'd hate to be a zombie up against that, that's for sure. I'm sure they'll manage somehow.
Weapon. I'm really gonna say at the beginning, this weapon's gone, and this is my weapon. I do my best Russian accent and just mimic heavy.
We were originally planning on bringing Mega Blasters. Did we completely ditch those plans now? Since we shouldn't need them?
You said Mega?
Yeah, just regular Mega.
Regular Mega is still perfectly fine and allowed. We're not going to have any special ammo types around Mega. Only Mega XL. So, if you're interested in bringing Mega Blasters, you certainly can. There won't be any restrictions on them.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Yeah, me, Kulisame, and Flazel are all coming from Lincoln, Nebraska, so this is going to be an experience.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. We're really happy to have you guys.
Yeah, we're from a very we're 3 of the leaders of a very fledgling Nerf club here.
Well, that's good. It's all about building bridges.
It's barely a year. It's barely a year and a half old. And I'm one of the 2 founding leaders.
Yeah, it'll be good to have you guys there. Thanks for making the trek.
We will definitely be excited to play.
Yeah, we are. This will be our first HVZ.
Well-
I hope you don't the Proton Pack. It's something I've been waiting to use in an HVZ.
I mean,
Yeah.
like HVZs in general is something I've been waiting to play because I've always wanted. Ever since I heard of End War, I wanted to go, but then COVID happened. Then I didn't have any money, and now we have an HVZ closer to us. So, well, as close as we can get.
Yeah, it's been a hard time to find HVZ games anywhere near the Midwest, but I'm hoping that will be changing sometime in the near future. All right. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, like, we live in a university town, so if we can get, because our university probably wouldn't allow it, but if we can get some college in our area to, like, let us help them run an HVZ, we're definitely sending out invitations.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. It's a good way to start. Okay, does anybody else have any sorts of questions?
We had a late joiner.
Yeah. Oh, he's it looks like a local. That's Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Aaron. And just so you know, we've also got this recording, and we'll make sure. I think we're gonna put it up on the Infection Out Labs YouTube channel, this will be the first video, but we will definitely put it up on there, and we'll make sure to drop the link in the game resources tab, so anybody who wants to come back and hear some answers or just overview of the rules again can certainly do that.
Okay, that brings up another question of mine. And this is my final one. Will you guys be recording any drone footage?
We unfortunately don't have any drones to record with, so it's going to be a no from us, unfortunately. At least this time.
Yeah, Alec, bring your GoPro.
Well, it's just a shame I won't be able to wear my chest hat.
You mean like I can wear the GoPro?
If I'm bringing the GoPro, I'm wearing the GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have anything happen to my boy.
Legit. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. If I can help answer any more questions, then that we can do that. Otherwise, we'll all pray for a dry couple of days, as dry as they can be, over at St. Pius. And then thank you guys for joining, and hopefully we'll see you on Saturday.
Lord Arceus, please bless us with dry land.
Hope to see you soon.
I'm a fucking nerd. That's why I said that.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys. I'll be here for another 10 minutes or so in case anybody wants to ask questions. But otherwise, we'll see you around.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
On
I
the
really
double
joined
check.
at the very end, Andrew, huh?
Yeah,
He
you
did.
seem to have. That's okay, though.
It's all
Do
good.
you need a
I
do
read
you
the
need a
rule.
spare
I figured.
chronograph?
What, Brendan?
Do you need a spare chronograph?
If you want to bring one, you can. We just picked one up, and it seems to be in working condition, but we haven't put too many rounds through it yet. So we'll certainly take a spare if you're willing to bring one.
Two probably couldn't hurt. It would probably speed up the process too if
That's
you're
true.
testing FPS. So I would personally say bring it just because it speeds it up.
Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Sounds good. I'll see y'all Saturday.
Thanks. See you, Brendan.
See you, Rook. Who's Lorne? I don't know who Lorne is.
Yeah, I never heard of him either, man.
Lorne looks like a piss poor tip of spelling lawn.
Rude.
Tell me I'm wrong though.
You're wrong.